26th of June is the feast day of Andrea Giacinto, who was also known as Bishop of the Catechism. He was the only son of Matthew and Judith Marine, poor and pious tenant farmers. He early felt a call to the priesthood. Against the wishes of his father, he became a Capuchin novice, taking the name Andrian of Campodesago at Bassano del Grappa, Venice, on 27th August 1879, at the age of 16. He studied at Padua and Venice in Italy, made his solemn profession on 4th October 1883, and was ordained on 19 June 1886. After his ordination to the priesthood, he took up many roles, which include spiritual director of young religious for 18 years. He also taught at the Capuchin Seminary at Udine, Italy, became director of Capuchin teachers at Padua in 1889, director of theology students in Venice in 1891, Capuchin provincial minister at Venice on 18 April 1902, where he came to the attention of the future Pope, St. Pius X. He became Bishop of Treviso, Italy. He was consecrated in Rome, Italy, on 17 April 1904, a see he would hold for 32 years. After his episcopal consecration, he entered the ministry with reform in mind and spent 5 years traveling from parish to parish, preaching and becoming close to parishioners and clergy, many of whom resisted his idea of reform. He reformed the diocesan seminary, improving the quality of teaching and spiritual formation. He promoted spiritual retreat for the clergy and worked with lay groups, especially those involved in Catholic social movements. He supported the right for workers to organize. He encouraged religious order to work in his diocese. Male institutes went from 7 to 12, and women's institute went from 10 to 24 during his bishopric. And this includes houses of the Franciscans, Passionists, Salesians, Carmelites, Somachi Fathers, Carmelians, and Missionary Oblate of Mary Immaculate, friend of St. Leopold Madik. During the air and ground attacks that destroyed Treviso in World War I, Bishop Andrew stayed at his post and told his priests that they could leave if they were ministering to the refugees. Andrew became the center of work in the community, organizing help for the soldiers, the wounded, the sick, and the poor, because he refused to ally himself with any of the war parties. He was convicted of defeatism and was imprisoned with several of his priests. Upon his release, he resumed his work of ministering in his diocese, and he rebuilt the city and the 47 parishes that was destroyed during the war, and was eventually awarded the Cross of Merit War decoration. During the post-war years, Bishop Andrew worked with many lay groups to help keep the Catholic social movement as Catholic as possible. He insisted on non-violence and loyalty to the church, which put him at odds with the growing fascist movement. In 1920, he supported Les Blanches, a Christian Union movement. Pope Pius X chose him as apostolic visitor to Padua in 1923, and then at Udine in Italy, 1927 to 1928, in order to return unity between the priests and bishops of those dioceses. Bishop Andrew was born on 22nd November 1863 in Fumicello di Campotasego, province and diocese of Padua in Italy, as High Saint Bonaventure Longin. He died on Friday, 26th June 1936 in Treviso, Italy, of natural causes following an 8-month illness, interred in the Cathedral of Treviso. His beatification took place on Sunday 10 a.m. on 20th October 2002 by St. Pope John Paul II. His course began on 21st April 1964. His beatification miracle involved the 1964 cure of Dinostella from diffuse peritonitis.